Hello, this is Advocate Srirang Chaudhary. Uh, Welcome to my English blog, Excellence Matters. This is my first video for that blog, and we'll talk about the caste-wise reservation in Maharashtra. The thing to understand regarding caste-wise reservation is that uh, the constitutional framework does not permit reservation on economic criterion. The criteria for backwardness, the criteria for being able to be granted the benefit of reservation according to the constitution is that a particular person or his class or caste is socially or educationally backward. The class that is created in the constitution, which we refer to as the other backward class, that OBCs, those are categorized as the socially and educationally backward classes in the constitution. There is provision for the upliftment of those classes in Article 342 of the Constitution. And Article 340 deals with the scheduled castes, Article 341 deals with the scheduled tribes. With this basic framework in the Constitution, let us proceed to know what the caste-wise reservation in Maharashtra is. Basically, the only reservation provided for in the Constitution was for the purposes of uh, employment. In Article 16, there is a provision to the effect that notwithstanding anything herein before contained, that is, as an exception to the rule of non-discrimination, which is a fundamental right guaranteed under Article 16, this provision allowed the state to uh, take special measures for the upliftment of the backward classes, which at the time of the framing of the constitution only meant and conveyed the scheduled tribes and scheduled castes. So the basic germ of reservation that is present in the constitution regarding employment is to be found as an exemption to the fundamental right of non-discrimination. It comes in Article 16. Article 14 is the right to equality. Article 15 talks of non-discrimination on the grounds of race, religion, sex, gender, place of residence, etc., etc. On so many grounds that are available, the state is bound not to discriminate against anybody. The same carries forth in Article 16 with regard to employment, that in the aspect of employment, the state shall not discriminate against any citizen of India. And to this right of non discrimination, the exception is made of the right of the government to make certain provisions for the upliftment of the backward classes. This exception to a fundamental right has now reached the stage where that right is the most agitated upon right, uh, that exception has been deemed a fundamental right to reservation. The overall structure of caste-wise reservation in Maharashtra then has to be firstly categorized on these three various aspects. The first is the scheduled caste, the second is the scheduled tribes, and the third is the other backward classes. Of course, scheduled caste and scheduled tribes are to be found in two distinct and separate lists, which are produced in the schedule in the constitution. There is no special definition for scheduled caste or scheduled tribes. The schedule provides list and the castes or classes which are comprised in that list are respectively dubbed the scheduled castes and the scheduled tribes. The thing to be understood in respect of this is that the scheduled castes were at all times able to live within the fold of the society. They lived in residential settlements along with the rest of the society, whereas the scheduled tribes, which are referred to as the Adivasis or Vanchit in Maharashtra, they are the people who were deprived of social inclusion and hence they remained backwards, is the concept behind their being dubbed backwards. They were not able to participate in the social life. Further, that the scheduled castes were mostly dependent for work on their manual labor, whereas the scheduled caste used to earn a living off the forest produce. They used to sell the forest produce. They used to survive as hunter gatherers for centuries before the advent of a modern industrial scheme. However, it was deemed proper at the time of framing of the constitution when it was considered that a particular section of the society which used to be notified castes, they were denotified, and this notification by the then British rulers was to term certain castes as not only backward but as being of criminal tendencies. They were thought to be criminal by nature. Crime was their uh, sole source of income, was the presumption of the Britishers. After independence, obviously, the independent Indian government denotified these tribes. They were no longer treated as criminals, and a special class was born. That was which at the time was known as VJNT. VJ means Vimukta Zati, that is the denotified tribes, and NT means nomadic tribes, which were in Urdu they are known as Khanabdosh, भटके समाज ज्याला मराठीमध्ये म्हणतात. Those people who did not have a fixed adobe, a fixed place of residence, they were termed the nomadic tribes. So the scheduled caste, the scheduled tribes, and the Vimukta Zati and notified uh, and nomadic tribes, these were the basic divisions in the society at the time of the framing of the constitution. Somewhere along the line, like so many other progressive states, Maharashtra also introduced reservations for castes which did not fall in the caste or classes which did not fall within the uh, three classes that I have just talked about, that is the SCs, the STs, and the VJNT. And those other backward castes were included in the fold of reservation much prior to the Mandal Commission. Now it is it is necessary to understand what the Mandal Commission was all about. Mandal Commission was the commission established under Article 342 by the President in the year 1979 under the chairmanship of MP named B.P. Mandal. And this Mandal Commission, the brief of the Mandal Commission was to tell the government whether uh, the benefits of reservation can be provided to a class of citizens other than the scheduled castes and scheduled tribes. The commission went to work, surveyed a lot of people, a nationwide survey was carried out, and it found that the socially and educationally backward classes deserved reservation. The report was finalized in 1980. However, in 1989 only was the uh, Mandal Commission recommendations accepted by the government, and it was decided that they would be implemented. Against that, some people went to the Supreme Court, and the lead petitioner in the matter against the implementation of the Mandal Commission was a lawyer named Indra Sahani. Her case became a landmark in that the Supreme Court decided in the matter that reservation can be provided to a class of people who did not belong to the scheduled caste or the scheduled tribes, and hence we know them as the other backward classes. Other backward classes means classes which are not scheduled caste or scheduled tribes yet were socially or educationally backward, for the upliftment of which classes reservation was decided uh, to be a proper solution for their upliftment. And the Supreme Court okayed the reservation to the OBCs with the rider that the overall reservation should not be more than 50% of the total available opportunities. That is, the cap of 50% in the overall seats was set by the Indra Sahani judgment. There was a bigger thing mentioned in the Indra Sahani judgment, and that was that the creamy layer of the OBCs should be excluded from the benefit of reservation. So, creamy layer was sought to mean literally the layer which rises to the top in any liquid, the cream that should be at the top level of the society in question. So, the creamy layer of the OBCs was by order of the Supreme Court to be excluded from the benefits of reservation. These two things, the creamy layer principle and the 50% cap, are two lasting legacies of the Mandal Commission case or the Indra Sahani matter as it is better known. So, as we have seen, Maharashtra had already provided reservation to castes or classes which are not SC or ST. After the implementation of the Mandal Commission recommendations, like so many other states, Maharashtra also fulfilled the 50% cap, uh, conveniently taking the judgment to mean that 50% of reservation should be provided by the government for employment and education. So, in the year 2001, the government of Maharashtra enacted a law regarding a reservation in the matters of employment to classes, and in that it created a special category named the special backward classes, which comprises of seven castes. The scheduled caste is they get certain reservations, and they get 13% reservation. The scheduled caste includes Sambar, Mahang, Matang, and Khatik communities, amongst others. There are 59 castes or classes in the scheduled caste. Further, in the scheduled tribes, which get 7% of the reservation, there are 47 castes. And these 47 castes include Korku, Warli, Parthi, Bhil, and other communities which were uh, at the time able to make a living out of the forest produce. Then the OBCs were given collectively 27% reservation per the recommendation of the Mandal Commission, but there was a subcategorization of the OBCs in Maharashtra. Regular OBCs they make up for 346 castes are included in the OBC community in Maharashtra, and these 346 include the caste Kunbi, Kunbi Maratha, and Maratha Kunbis as one caste known by various names. Now, the Gaikwad Commission has recommended that the Kunbis and the Marathas are one and the same. So, the 346 castes which comprise of the other backward classes over and above these three categories, that the OBC, uh, SC and ST, there was a special class created in Maharashtra which is named the special backward classes, and seven castes are included in the special backward classes. Further subcategorization is made in terms of VJ. VJ is obviously Vimukta Jati, and then there is this NTB, NT3, and NTD. Now, NTB, they get 3.5%. They are the Dangars. NTB are a community. NTB in total get, there are 35 castes and they get 2.5% reservation. NTC are Dangars and they get 3.5% on their own, and the NTD are the Vanzaris who get 2% on their own. Again, NTC, the Dhangars comprise of seven castes. The biggest chunk of the reservation to a particular caste was that given to the Vanzaris in the form of NTD. They had a special class of their own because of the political clout of certain leaders of that particular community. So we see a structure where before the advent of the Maratha reservation, there were already these categories: SC, ST, OBC, VJ, NT, B, C, and D, and the special backward classes. With the advent of the Maratha reservation in 2018, we see a broad categorization in five classes: SC, ST, OBC, special backward classes that are known as the SBC, and the Marathas known as the SEBC, that is the social and educationally backward class, which comprises only of one particular community, that is the Marathas. Overall, in Maharashtra, in terms of education, the reservation is 72%, that is 50% is given to the so-called constitutional reservations, 12% is the reservation provided to the Marathas, 10% is the new reservation which is EWS, that was introduced in 2019 by way of the 103rd amendment to the constitution, which amended the articles 15 and 16 to include the right of a state to give reservation to 10% or reservation to the tune of 10% to the communities which were not benefiting from reservation of the social sort. Now, the difference between scheduled caste and scheduled tribes is also to be understood on this aspect, that the scheduled castes are uh, classes, caste, or communities which profess the Hindu religion or the Buddhist or the Sikh religions. Means the scheduled caste belong predominantly to the Hindu, Sikh, and Buddhist religions, whereas the scheduled tribes do not have any denomination regarding religion. Many Muslims are included in the scheduled tribes, many Muslims are included in the other backward classes. So, there are about 71 communities who profess the Muslim religion and get the benefit of reservation currently in Maharashtra. The Muslim reservation that is touted from time to time is the inclusion of certain more castes or the inclusion of the Muslim religion as a whole, which will, according to the politicians who want to implement it, be entitled to the benefits of reservation on the basis of their religion, which is not permissible constitutionally. From time to time, courts have struck down the reservation granted on the ground of religion. Again, there is this festering uh, demand for Dangar reservation. We have to understand Dangar reservation first. Dangars are categorized as NT, which they rightly are, nomadic tribe. They get special reservation in the fold of the other backward class. They want reservation as scheduled tribe. The 3.5% reservation exclusively to the Dhangar community does not suffice for them. They want that they should be identified and included in the scheduled tribes, whatever might be the reasons. The first reason that comes to mind is that no other category of reservation gets political reservation. That is, and obviously there is this Atrocities Act, the benefit of which may be wanted by the Dangars. Whatever the reasons, that demand cannot be fulfilled by the state of Maharashtra. Dangar reservation being included in the scheduled tribes is the exclusive prerogative of the president. Now, coming to Maratha reservation, the Maratha reservation was granted by identifying and creating a separate category named the SCBC, and the SCBC is a socially and educationally backward class, which we know commonly as the OBC. The question before the court now will be whether the government of Maharashtra was entitled to carve out a new class for reservations and then include only the Maratha community within that particular category. I hope you have understood a bit more about the caste based reservation in Maharashtra. I thank you very much. I remain Advocate Sriran Chaudhary. I hope we meet soon again on to talk of other topics regarding reservation. Thank you very much.